Hi guys, it's Leslie Suarez with EXP and the Gene Frederick Leadership Team. I'm here to talk to you today about SEO. So what the heck is SEO? It stands for Search Engine Optimization. So let's break that down just a little bit further. Search engines are things like Google. Google is one of the most popular search engines here in the US. And so Google, how are you going to optimize your site to work better for Google? So of course you could do pay-per-click advertising. Pay-per-click advertising is one of the most expensive ways for realtors to advertise themselves, so I don't recommend that. But pay-per-click advertising is where you pay to put keywords on your website, and if somebody types those in, it guarantees you that you will be in the top 3 listings on Google when people search for them. But how do you become an organic website directly underneath those 3 paid websites? I want to be as high up on that list as possible rather than on page 10. One of the cool things about Bold Trail is that you can actually do your own search engine optimization for where you live to make your website work better on Google. So how do we do that? Let me show you how you get to this section of Bold Trail. So if you start off on your dashboard, from the dashboard you're going to click down here on Web and IDX right there. When you click on Web and IDX, it'll take you to the page that you can make a lot of changes on your website. We're not going to worry about these changes today, but we are going to jump over to Site Content. Under Site Content, there are 2 areas that you can make changes. You can add in testimonials, which you can connect that to Zillow, or you can add them in manually. Or the other option is that you can edit your service areas in SEO. So if we click on service areas in SEO, you will see a list of areas that are keyworded on your website, so that if somebody were to go to Google and type in Realtor in 33062 zip code, how likely am I to populate towards the top of the list? Pretty high, because now I've keyworded my website for that. So you can keyword in zip codes, you can keyword in neighborhoods, you can keyword in cities, communities, building names, all sorts of things. So I want to show you my website. My website has 244 service areas. So if we click on my website right here and we scroll to the bottom of it, you're going to see an area that says areas that we cover. It will show some of them, but you can obviously click on show more. From here, people can click on different websites and they can click on different areas to see the market report. So if I were to click on Boca Raton, I would then be brought to this page that says Boca Raton Real Estate, and it shows me the most popular home on the internet, which was a $5.3 million home, the most expensive home on the internet, which is $60 million currently, and the least expensive home in Boca Raton, which is $160,000. And then as I scroll through, I can find pieces of information showing me how many listings there are, how many of them are new, how many of them have had reduced prices, how many open houses there are. I can click on that and see all of the open houses. But I can scroll through and get so much information from this site automatically. So we are empowering our website to have more information on it, and the more information that it has, the better it's going to do. Now, if I were to be on the bottom of my site and click on Delray Beach, it's the same thing, where it's going to populate the information for those areas. Most popular, most expensive, least expensive, as well as the rest of those market stats. So going back to the Bold Trail platform, I'm here on this page under Web and IDX, Site Content, Service Areas, and SEO. We need to go ahead and start adding areas. So I want to add in Parkland, which is a community that's close to where I live. And when I look at this, I can see all of the different neighborhoods in Parkland, so I should really add all of these. This is a situation where more is more, not less is more. More is more. So the more service areas that you have on your website, the better you are going to do with free leads. But this bottom one right here actually says the city of Parkland, so I'm going to add that one. And then it's going to add to my list and tell me that it saved Parkland, and now I have 245 service areas rather than 244. Same thing, you can go ahead and go into the ad and type in Boca Raton. That's the area that I am from, and so I actually have most of Boca Raton's areas in here, pretty much every building, every community. There are a few other ones that are specific unit numbers, but I have added in a lot of areas that have to do with Boca Raton because that is where I farm the most. As I scroll through this, I just want to remind you guys that you can do zip codes, You can do building names, community names, as well as cities. Now, to take this a step further, you've done the first step. Great, I appreciate that. But we can take this one step further and actually add keywords to each one of these keywords itself. So for example, I have come in here and added in realtor, real estate, home, buy, sell, house, home, all of that plus this zip code to the keywords right here, meaning any of those keywords would make somebody land on my website. So by adding these, I recommend that you just copy and paste and kind of go through. So I could copy this one, paste it here, and then just change that last zip code to 69069, and then do the next one, and then you want to hit save. That's the important part, because I did do some of this earlier today and I did not hit save on each one. So again, I can hit paste, then just change those last few numbers and hit save. So I'm adding in as much ammo as I can to my website. Again, it allows people to go to a website, your website, search through all of the different communities and actually get information just for those service areas. So again, I would encourage you to do this as much as possible. This is an area where more is more. So yes, I have a small farm area, but I was able to add in 245 service areas that are on the internet to that area. So when people go to Google and they search for Leslie Realtor Boca Raton, I'm going to populate higher than the other realtors that have not done this. To give you a little bit of an insight as to how powerful this is, I used to own a web design company prior to getting into real estate, and we used to charge realtors thousands of dollars to simply come in and do this to their site. The cool thing with Bold Trail is you have the power to do this on your own if you want to. You can get help. There's tons of people out there that will help you, virtual assistants, but it will only take you a few minutes to come in here and add in service areas and know that you are that much more powerful on the internet. So let's go ahead and add in Parkland Terraces as well. And so I'm just going to continuously add. And I will tell you that this changes all the time. A few weeks ago when I typed in Boca Raton, everything that popped up was already on my list. But as people search on Google, there are more options on this list, so it is something for you to come back to and add more things to over time. Again, I hope this has helped you to give you more information about how search engine optimization works, SEO, and making sure that you understand it because it is an incredibly powerful tool for realtors. Hope you guys have a great day.